Court is calling 2017 CR 9032, State of Texas versus Alfonso Christopher Diaz. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
For the state.
Defense.
Excuse me, Canton Long Anchor for Mr. Diaz.
Are you Alfonso Christopher Diaz?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
Are you the same Alfonso Christopher Diaz who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2017 CR 9032 for the offense of assault family second offense on September 26, 2017 for a period of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes.
State?
Your Honor, in violation of Commission Number 2, on or about the first day of June 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Alfonso Christopher Diaz did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the court officer, supervision officer, and or a duly authorized agent of the court in violation of Commission Number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
And Your Honor, we'll waive the remaining violations.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Diaz, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes.
Court would find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there an agreement?
Your Honor, we do have a good recommendation to enter an adjudication of guilt and to sentence Mr. Diaz to 2 years in the Texas Department of Elections.
Is that the agreement?
Your Honor, that is the agreement.
Mr. Diaz, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes.
All right, the court will follow your agreement. Yes.
Excuse me. Your Honor, we would ask that Mr. Diaz be credited for all the time he has served in this case, which is quite a bit. I think it's 271 days.
All right. So here's my question. What has he done on probation?
Judge, he hadn't done much. To the court, I'm sure he's an absconder. Mr. Diaz felt he has mental health, serious mental health needs, resulting from severe head injuries. He felt he wasn't able to get the treatment he needed for it here in Bexar County.
Well, I mean, not really, because counsel, I see that I've heard a previous motion to revoke for him. Now, mind you, this is from 2017. I know I wasn't on the bench on 2017, so I don't know what another judge did. But I know in this court, I always ask anybody, is there anything that they need that I haven't given them? Is there anything that probation is not doing that they feel that they haven't done? So if he didn't have mental health issues addressed, it's because he didn't ask for it. But we were here on April 28th for a violation of 5 and 15F. And I denied those motions, and I said he's enroll in the BIPP within 10 days of release from custody. And he was allowed to work, and we were asking, and I put in GPS. So has he done anything since he's been on probation?
No, Your Honor, he did not complete the BIPP. I believe he started the outpatient program, however, he was discharged unsuccessfully. No, we have not received any UAs from him. There has not been any payments for any type of dues.
So he has done nothing. What have you done since you're on probation? Would you like to address the court?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to raise your right hand. The state is going to have a chance to question you. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Alfonso Diaz.
All right, what have you done?
I was constantly going, I did sign up for the BIP program, but they wouldn't let me go without a negative COVID test. I did test positive for COVID and did again the following month. And I did do all of the outpatient program, but I didn't submit a drug test. That's why I was discharged. No, as far as the ankle monitor, they wouldn't take it off of me because they wanted me to pay $200, but you waived the fees and they just wouldn't have it. Me and my probation officer were supposed to talk to you about that, and that never happened.
So basically, you have done nothing. like the easiest thing to do is take a UA. You did not do that. Did you ever take a UA?
No,
All right. So that's something that's easy to do. Am I wrong in that assumption?
you know,
All right. Did you complete the BIPP course?
no, I was never allowed in. I have a proof email. You got a letter for it, an email from the people who do it.
So you're telling me since 2022, you have never been COVID free to do a COVID exam. And actually, there's a motion to revoke that was issued for you July 20th, 2020. And I granted a BF and issued a judge's warrant because you didn't show up. And I'm sorry, it's April 28, 2021. You're telling me that since April 28, 2021, you never tested negative for COVID to start the BIPP course. Is that what you're telling me?
Judge, I have to say, I've never seen an MPR from 2021. The latest I've gotten is from 1920.
No, he didn't. Here it is right here. I think you were not the attorney at that time.
I believe you, Judge. I'm just
Yes.
saying, in my efforts to get all of the motions to adjudicate and revoke, up until this morning, the latest one I had was from 2018. After being assured I'd gotten everything, finally this morning, your clerk handed me one dated from 2020, said, sure, me that was the last one. I have not seen them. 2020, the one I have in front of me is the last one I've gotten, and I just got it today.
Do you want that, counsel? Do you want more time? Because there's one from February 25th, 2019. And on that motion to revoke, he was not revoked and he was told to do certain things. And from that, and then there's a violation report from 2017, which I didn't consider because I was not the judge at that time.
Judge, I'm not sure it's necessary that I see them. What I do want to disagree with, if I may, is that your conclusion that he's done nothing. He wasn't able to complete the BIT program because of the COVID problem.
All right, I hear what you're saying, counsel, but you just told me that he absconded.
I just told you that what I intended to tell you was he believed he couldn't get treatment he needed as a result of the serious head injury that he has here in Bear County. I know that's likely inaccurate, but that's what he believed. Believing that, he elected to go to Massachusetts, where he did get help for that in a number of respects. He obtained a job, which he still has with Walmart for, I suppose it's a union Walmart, for $18 an hour as a stalker. He has gotten counseling up
All
there.
right, but we're in the middle of him testifying. So does anybody want to ask him some questions? Because before me, what I have right now is he's done nothing.
I'll ask some questions.
Sure.
Mr. Diaz, where have you been living while you've been not reporting?
For the last 3 months in Massachusetts and North Adams.
What brought you to Massachusetts?
To seek help because it's a Commonwealth state, and I was immediately getting help for mental, from my PTSD, and also I've been getting memory issues, so I decided to seek help for my for a neurologist.
So, but that was 3 months. So where were you before that time?
I was here. I was living in my apartment. I wasn't leaving. I had severe PTSD and severe anxiety, so I wasn't leaving home.
What caused your PTSD?
I was shot at when I was 14, and when I was arrested for the last MTR, I was arrested because I called the police. So I was shot at again. And when I was 17 years old here in Bear County, I was beat up while I was here before 17-year-olds were kept away from the general population.
Okay. Have you had any contact with the victim in this case, Molly?
No, not so. No.
Do you have a new relationship?
She's the mother of my other 2 children, but it's purely civil.
And how old are your children?
My other two, 12 and 11.
So you were in Bear County. Did you have a phone?
No, I didn't.
Did you have a job?
I hadn't lost my job due to me staying inside it too.
Due to what?
Due to me staying inside, it was agoraphobia. I was afraid of going outside for any reason at all.
So this is what I don't understand. One, these are some questions I have. The first one being, did he have permission to go to Massachusetts?
I don't see anything in the system, anything such.
So we have him going to another state without permission. Two, there's treatment for PTSD here. If it would have been asked for, I would have ordered it, and it's not here.
So,
So that's a problem. So what I'm looking at is someone who has behaved as though they're not on probation. And now they're coming to me with excuses as to why I should give them a minimum. And he's had a motion to revoke in 2018. March 2nd, 2018, according to the docket sheet. Then he had another one in November 6th, 2018. And let's say that, I don't know, that judge was like, I'm not listening to you about what you need. I'm not saying that's true, but let's just assume that's true. He came back here July 20th, 2020. A warrant was issued for his arrest. Didn't see him back till April 28, 2021 to address the same allegations that were in the previous motions. And what did I do? I denied it, told him to roll and bip. And he's up here working at a grocery store at Walmart. Well, working at Walmart, I don't know if it's Super Walmart or not. Did you give them a COVID negative test?
No.
All right. So he is trying to tell me, and if this is not what you're telling me, let me know. It appears to me that you're trying to tell the court that you could not prepare or get a negative COVID test since April 28, 2021. And that's why you can't enroll in BIP. So are you telling me that you've had a positive COVID test since 2021?
No.
So he didn't do BIP. He hasn't reported. He left this, not just the county, he left the state without permission. And he's saying he has, PTSD and he can't leave his house, but he sure left his house to go to Massachusetts.
I also left my apartment because there was construction and we got locked in. They lifted the building while we were still in it. So I had no choice but to leave that apartment and I had nowhere else to live.
Yeah, but I mean, you left
I have
with
no-
all of your mental health issues that you're telling me that I don't have any documentation of. You left not only your apartment, but you left and went to an entire different state.
Yes.
And I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist, but I will tell you in undergrad, I took enough psychology courses where I could have majored in it, but I just chose not to because that wasn't a field I wanted to go in. So you're telling me you can't leave your house because of a mental health issue, but all of a sudden, not only do you leave your apartment, which I understand they closed it down, but you're able to get to another state. And how did you get to that other state? Did you take the bus? Did you take the plane?
Drive.
All right. So you drive to an entirely different state. And I'm sure from here to Massachusetts, there is no car that will take you there without stopping at a gas station to fill up. How many times did you stop at a gas station to fill up?
I'm not exactly too sure every 300 miles, but I'm not the one who was getting out.
All right. So you drove there with someone else?
Yes, my wife, my kid.
All right. So he's driving around with his children. So I can tell you right now, I'm not following this agreement because you have done nothing. And to receive the minimum for doing nothing would not be fair. It wouldn't be fair to you to teach you a lesson. It would not be justice. I understand that sometimes people have built a new life for themselves and they want to forget about the past and act as though that never existed, but it did exist. And you have done nothing. So I'm not giving him 2 years.
all right, Your Honor. Given that the case, I've already canceled the witness I was gonna testify this morning.
Oh, no, he's already pled true. I'm going to sentence you to 3 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of family violence.
I'm going to be homeless for 3 years.
And there's to be no harmful or injurious contact with Molly, Mollie Alvarez. All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
He did, Your Honor, under the impression that his sentence was going to be 2 years.
Well, no, because when I asked him, I said, do you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? And he said, yes. So, because this is not a plea bargain agreement, you do have a limited right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on deferred adjudication. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, and also because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you. Court is calling 2015 CR 1686A, State of Texas versus Selena Ann Pettis. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state.
Defense?
Brad Thornton for defense.
And are you Selena Ann Pettis?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision, and state's motion to supplement pending motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Selena Ann Pettis who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2015 CR 1686A for the offense of possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams on August 31st, 2015 for a period of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 5. In Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Selena Ann Perez did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer for the months of February, March, and April 2019 in violation of condition number 5.
Is that true or not true?
That is true.
Your Honor, we waive and abandon the other violations.
Any objection?
No objection.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to life in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Court's going to find violation of condition number 5 true. Counsel, I need you to fill out the trial court certification of defendants' rights to appeal form. Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, no problem. All right, is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. We are asking you to find the defendant guilty, and the state will take into consideration cause number NM 720021 and sentence the defendant to 5 years TDC.
All right, cause number 720021.
Yes.
What is that charge?
That's possession in a possessing a prohibited substance in a correctional facility.
Are you asking the court to follow this agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
In defense, is this the agreement?
It is.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Selena Bettis.
All right. Why are you not reporting for probation?
I just had some, my children, my daughter had a baby and I had to help her because of,
How does that exclude you from being able to pick up the phone and report to probation?
I made a mistake, ma'am. I understand that I made a mistake. That's why I'm willing to.
Nope, you didn't make a mistake. You made a choice. Let me explain to you what's the difference between a mistake and a choice. Let's say I come to court. I have a black umbrella because it's raining outside. I know it's going to rain outside. The person sitting next to me has a black umbrella. And when I leave the court, I grab my umbrella because I know it's raining outside. I go outside. I open the umbrella to protect myself from the rain. And I look underneath the umbrella and my initials are not there. That's a mistake. I mistakenly took the wrong black umbrella. Let me tell you what a choice is. I don't know it's going to rain. My mom hasn't called me and said, Stephanie, it's going to rain. Be sure to take your umbrella. And I come to court and I'm sitting next to somebody who has an umbrella and people are saying, ooh, it's raining outside. And I say, curses, I don't have my umbrella, but I don't want to get my hair wet. And I just take somebody's umbrella and I go outside. You know what that is? That's a choice. That's not a mistake. So you didn't make a mistake. You made a choice. So why did you choose not to report to probation?
May I speak with my attorney, ma'am?
Oh, sure. Yes.
Sorry, ma'am, I'm scared. I was scared at the time, same as I am right now.
Okay, you're whispering and I can't hear
I
you.
said I was scared at the time, same as I am right now.
Scared of what? You were supposed to report. So
Yes,
what are you afraid of with reporting?
of being back here.
That makes no sense to me. If part of your conditions is for you to report, you report.
Yes.
So what is the fear of reporting?
I don't have a fear of reporting.
All right. All right. Is there anything else?
Ma'am.
Has she done anything on probation? Have you done anything on probation?
Done some, yes, ma'am.
What have you done?
I mean, I know it doesn't show like as far as the narcotics, but the classes, but I did do some of the classes. I did need to do the community service, which, I mean, of course, I know it's not an option at this point, but I was willing to do probation and whatever I needed to do.
So what classes are you saying you've done?
Just the Narcotics and Alcoholics Anonymous.
Oh, so you've done AA meetings.
Yes, ma'am.
Program. She's supposed to. The programs that were listed originally, no, none of those were completed.
Okay. All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court is finding violation of condition number 5 true. The court will find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 8 years in the prison and give you credit for any time served. And take in consideration NITMAG number 720021. If you would like, I would have you recommended for the therapeutic community. It doesn't increase the time that you're in custody, but they will be able to help you with any drug issues you say that you have. Would you like the court to refer you for that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and I'll ask for the therapeutic community. However, I have no jurisdiction to force them to place you in the therapeutic community, but they most definitely will not place you in the therapeutic community if you do not ask for it. All right, going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes.
You do have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you're on deferred adjudication. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. You're going to have to do better with your life. Otherwise, you're going to continue to be back here. All right. And I'm sorry, one more thing on the record. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. Do better.
Thank you.
2020 CR 5322C, State of Texas versus Angela Gonzalez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar from the state of Texas.
Defense,
Larry Bloomquist for the defense.
are you Angela Gonzalez?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Yes.
Are you the same Angela Gonzalez who was placed on community supervision in 2020 CR 5322C for the offense of robbery on November 19, 2020 for a term of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, sir.
State?
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 31st day of March 2022 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Angela Gonzalez, committed the offense of assault in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Your Honor, state waives all the violations.
Any objections to the waivers?
No, Your Honor.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number one, court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 5 years in prison and up to $1,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number one?
Yes,
Can't
we
hear.
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number one true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Judge, is to continue the defendant on probation, to add a no contact order with the victim in the assault case, to add an anger management and MRT, and she's also going to take the plea in the misdemeanor case. To run concurrent with this one. And that's county court cause number, sorry, I had it in front of me. 709-518.
All right, probation. Has she done anything on probation other than commit a new offense?
Yes, Your Honor. Her UAs, for the last year at least have been negative. There's been a couple of diluted. She did finish the outpatient program. She completed her parenting class. And she did obtain her high school diploma.
All right, what is this assault about?
Judge, there was there's her boyfriend's daughter, who she is, her boyfriend's sister, who she is right now my client, her primary caretaker. She was involved in a fight at school, and my client, instead of breaking up the fight, she did punch that young lady. And I think that
So students are in a fight. She goes to the school and
there's some parents trying to break up the fight, and my client starts to try to break up the fight, but loses her cool and punches the young lady.
and when you say young lady, are we talking about a child?
I would guess, yes. I don't know her exact age. I think she's about 15 years of age. Judge.
Okay.
And what I would just tell the court, and if you want me, I can call my client as a witness.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay, let's do that. Can you raise your?
Sure. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, you can.
You can lower your hand if you state your name for the record.
Angela Gonzalez.
All right. So what have you learned since you've been on probation?
Honestly, Judge, I learned a lot. I'm glad that you put me on probation the first time. I was able to get my diploma, and I actually got better jobs within the years that I've been on probation because of my diploma. Because of you, I'm able to see my other two kids that originally the kids' grandma wouldn't allow me to. We have a better bond. I get to see them every Sunday, and she lets me take them to the park, to sit with them and be with them birthdays, holidays. That's something that I didn't have before you put me on probation, and I really want to say I do appreciate that. Right now, I did learn a lot, because me having to take care of my sister-in-law as well, it made me grow up a lot, just because my husband's mom suffers from seizures and strokes. So that put me on a higher level to where I need to be focused on my kids. It's not about anything else but my kids. I want them to have a better life than what I'm going through right now. They don't deserve for me to be here and then me missing out of their lives on all four of my kids. I just recently had a baby. He's 9 months. So I mean,
Who's with your baby now?
my sister's friend's mom. She's helping me babysit right now. So I mean, I just hope that you see that I did learn from this past years. I've been coming out clean again because of you, Judge. I stopped smoking. And it honestly, everything just bettered my life. And this was an honestly mistake. I did went to the school and I did talk to the principal.
Not a mistake. It was a choice, right?
A choice, my bad. I did talk to the principal. I tried to have a meeting with the other girl's mom. And like I said, at the time I was pregnant, it was a choice, not a mistake.
And let me just clarify that, Judge. Can I just ask you one question
No,
about that?
let me
Okay.
hear. Yes.
The school was just not taking that step to where she had to walk out of school campus to come home crying to us. We sent her back home thinking it was gonna be the right thing, but turned out to be not the right thing. In my opinion, I should have just left her home and none of this would have had happened. And I messed up. I honestly did, and I just hope that you could give me a second chance and let me prove you and everybody wrong.
And the point I wanted just to clarify for the judge is, Your Honor, she had actually reported that her daughter, or the girl who she considers her daughter, was being bullied after school by these several girls. And she had been reporting that to the school and they hadn't taken any action. And unfortunately, I think one thing I just tell the court is I've had extensive conversations with Angela. She's an extremely great person. She's made some bad decisions. And one of the things that I've been talking to her about is her need to make better decisions. And she's doing a lot of great things. Unfortunately, she had this horrible decision that she made that's put her in front of you. And I can tell the court, I feel like she's very, very remorseful for what's happened. I think she's realized that not only has she put herself in peril, but she's put the kids that she's caring for.
What steps have you taken with the school?
She doesn't, she longer doesn't go to that school. It was a middle school. I just enrolled her in Highlands High School.
Okay.
So, I mean, right now that school is out of I will never put my kids in that school just because they don't know how to take steps on how to protect their students.
All right, State.
So Judge, we were able to talk to the complainant in that case's family. It was very difficult getting a hold of them, but we were able to do that earlier this morning. I did explain what our options were. They did indicate that they were okay with this approach. I told them exactly what I was going to do. I don't know any of the claims of bullying. None of that came forward through the police reports or anything that we had available. So I can't substantiate that.
All right. So this is what the court is going to do. Court will deny the motion, alternate amend conditions, probation, either anger management or MRT, not both. So whichever one probation feels would fit best for her, that's the one we'll go with. All right. Is there anything else you need from the court? Well, I mean, I'm asking her. I hope you don't need, do you need anything else from me, counsel?
I wanted to just thank the court because I believe that she's going to do well. And I think that I just want to thank the court.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, based upon what probation is telling me, she is doing well. So you need to continue doing what you're doing. You understand?
Thank you so much.
Is there anything else you need from the court?
I promise you won't see me again.
All right. Well, I can see you again if you completed everything and maybe you want to get off early. Yes.
Judge, I was just gonna ask for that no contact order.
All right. And who's the complainant?
Her name is Victoria.
All right. So you're not to have any contact with that complainant. You understand?
Yes.
Only other thing, this is just a run concurrent with the misdemeanor case.
Yes.
All right.
And I'm going to make a scheduled judge to get complete on that as soon as possible.
All right. What is the cause number in that?
That's CC 709-518.
508?
518.
18. And State, we're off the record, and State, did you inform them downstairs what their plea should be?
So I did put a note in the system, exactly the details of the length of probation, the type of probation, the other conditions. I did say standard conditions, so they should know what to do.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Judge.
you so much. You have a good day.
You too.
Please subscribe to help the channel.
All right, court is calling 2023 CR 1642, State of Texas versus Janelle Garza. Can our parties approach and announce for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state.
Defense,
Elizabeth Russell for Janelle Garza.
are you Janelle Garza?
Yes, Janet.
Counsel, you received all the discovery. Did you review it with your client?
I did, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Garza, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes, Janet.
Showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes,
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
we do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Garza, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Janet.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Janet.
Do you understand you're charged with the offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes.
After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Judge. Ms. Garza, at the time of the offense, had been a drug addict for several years. When she was arrested, it was her first felony arrest, and it scared her. It scared her enough to get clean and to get a job. Since May 10th of this year, she's been clean. She did it on her own without going to rehab because she couldn't afford to go to rehab. And she's been clean for over 6 months. She has reconciled with her mother, and she's been employed since June of this year. She is a different person than the person that committed this offense because she understood and is willing to take responsibility for exactly what happened and wants to move forward with her life. She understood a change was necessary. And I think the person that you see today is a different person than the person that committed this offense. So we would request you place her on deferred adjudication because of that for the 2-year period and just follow the state's recommendation, Judge.
And what did you do?
Like,
No, with regards to this offense.
what did I do?
Yes.
What do you mean? What did I do?
I mean, you're here for an authorized use of a vehicle.
Oh,
So what did you do?
I took someone's vehicle without their permission.
All right, because the police report is saying, at least he's saying he was drugged after meeting a female at a bar. That's what I mean, you seem shocked. That's what's in the police report. Have you read it?
I went over it. It's just,
Yes.
I didn't read that exact part.
Oh,
that
yeah,
said
it
that he
says-
was drugged, but I understand.
So was he drugged?
No.
And then he said his debit card was taken without his permission as well.
I did not take his debit card.
Well, they found it in your purse. That's what the police report says. Because it says right here,
I don't
Victim-
remember them saying anything about that, and I
No.
don't remember having the debit card or anything.
it says, according to the original case number, victim had been drugged after meeting a female at the bar. Victim allowed the female to take him home in his vehicle. After waking up, he discovered his vehicle was gone with the keys, cell phones, and multicolored debit card. He found out later in the day his debit card had been used at a local gas station. The stolen vehicle, which is what we're here today, was found today, had the keys in the ignition, and had no signs of tampering in the steering column. Victim stated he never gave any consent to take or use his vehicle and wanted to process with charges. Victim gave us consent to process and search the vehicle. While searching the vehicle, victim's debit card was found inside her purse. So they're saying they found his debit card inside your purse.
Mhm.
You're saying,
No, I'm saying, I understand what you're saying. I don't recall them ever saying that or them telling me that or of them ever saying that they found a debit card in the purse. If they did,
yeah, that's what they say right here.
I understand. I just don't recall them ever telling me that personally or them ever bringing
Well,
that up.
wait a second. This is what the police report says. The debit card was a multicolored debit bank card. I also found a gray camouflage bag in the trunk with some work gear and victim's work identification card. Suspect, that's you, was advised of her rights and asked why victim's debit card was in her purse. Suspect said she found it in the vehicle and thought it belonged to her friend. The bag in the trunk, she said, was already there. She said she didn't know the vehicle was stolen. So the debit card was found in your purse. When you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
I'll be clean.
All right, so we'll do a drug test today, then I'll come back with sentencing. All right, are you all ready?
Yes,
All right, we're back on the record in 2023 CR 1642. State versus Janelle Garza. So when's the last time you used marijuana?
Yesterday.
All right, so what your attorney was singing your praises about how you've gotten your life together and you did it all on your own. So why are you using marijuana?
Well, I guess I should say I got my life together. I used to use meth for 5 years.
I'm sorry, what?
I used to use meth and
Yeah.
amphetamine for 5 years. That's what I've been clean for the last 6 months.
But marijuana is illegal here in Texas. So why are you using marijuana?
It just helps me with my anxiety. That's basically it.
All right. But as a part of the program
I
and
would
taking
know-
responsibility,
Yes,
when
ma'am.
your attorney was singing your praises, talking about how you clean and sober, you
Yes.
know that sobriety does not mean that you're using marijuana. You should have stopped her and said, wait a minute. let me tell you something. But you didn't. You waited till you got caught.
I mean,
You did.
that's your opinion, yes, and.
No, that's true. Let me ask you this. Did you interrupt your attorney and tell her, I'm not clean and sober because I'm using marijuana? That's yes or no. Did you tell her that?
I told her that I was using marijuana, yes.
When you were before the bench.
No. But because I just feel like there's different types of sobriety. For me, the meth use was really bad. So,
Well-
and I couldn't carry a job for the last 5 years. And in the last 6 months that I have been sober from methamphetamines, I have been able to get a job and get a car and see my daughter every day and be a mom and be present.
You're not allowed to use marijuana while you're on probation.
I understand that. And I understand that I would not be able to use it and I won't use it.
But do you understand you're not clean and sober?
Yes. And
So what do you do for a living?
I'm a nanny.
Oh, not anymore. I don't allow people on felony probation to be nannies, to be home health care providers, and especially someone who's not clean and sober. And who are you a nanny to? Is this a relative or somebody?
Yes.
Sister, cousin, who is it? All right. So that job is over with today. You understand?
Yes.
So how far did you go in school?
I went all the way through high school. I graduated and I went through some trade school. I had my medical assistant. I went through medical assistant school. I finished that.
And where are your children?
Right now she's at school.
And how old? Do you only have one
I only
child?
have one. She's 14.
And does she live with you?
Yes. And my mom and my grandparents and my other family.
When you say your mom, your grandparents, and other family, what is other family?
My aunt, my other aunt, there's a whole bunch of us that live at my grandma's house.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. Are there any other questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, there's a $500 fine that will be probated. 3 years deferred adjudication. Going to do a TAP evaluation, follow recommendations. If they recommend inpatient treatment, we'll start with intensive outpatient treatment. There's going to be 90 sober meetings in 90 days. I'm going to want her tested for levels. If the marijuana levels go up, then we're going to address that.
Yes.
There is going to be the UA hotline. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. $100 hours of community service restitution. Parenting classes. Once she completes parenting classes, 50 of those hours will be deemed to be satisfied. You're either going to get a higher level education, or either you're going to complete trade school or whatever you're going to do. That's going to be required. And once that's completed, then the remaining of the community service will be deemed to be satisfied. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors.
Other than her daughter, accurate?
No unsupervised contact with minors.
With her.
I'm sorry?
I won't ever be unsupervised with her.
I'm sorry, what?
I won't ever be unsupervised with my daughter.
All right,
My mom always is there with her.
thank you.
Mhm.
And do you have any CPS history?
There was a long time ago, but they were both closed and dropped
All right, and what was the CPS history concerning?
due to my meth use.
Okay. I'm going to want field visits. One time per month for 3 months. And if there are no issues, then it'll be one time every 4 months. Restitution, if any, and no contact with Josiah Hernandez and counsel. If there is restitution that's determined by probation and you think it's inappropriate, you can come back for a hearing.
Judge, I do think we're gonna need a hearing. They've submitted numbers to restitution that we believe is inappropriate.
Okay. All right. And probation, is there anything else she needs?
Your Honor, I apologize. He said restitution if any and no contact with Josiah Hernandez.
Yes. And it's Josiah.
Thank you, Judge. Nothing else, Judge.
Is there anything you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And then if you all want, Ms. Ferguson will set it for a restitution hearing. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? Mr. Crispin, I don't understand why you're here. You're supposed to go to inpatient treatment, the end. No, you're supposed to go into inpatient treatment, the end. So you're scheduled for lifetime recovery on November 14th. That's where you will be. I believe it's the 14th. Here's the thing. I don't know. I think you're here to talk to me because you don't want to go to inpatient treatment. Is that correct? No, my question is, do you want to go to inpatient treatment? Yes or no? All right, you're going into inpatient treatment, Mr. Crispin. We've been dealing with your matter for months now. So you're scheduled for inpatient treatment. That's where you are headed. Oh, no, he's going to go on his own to lifetime recovery.
Okay. Last time we spoke, you were still up in the air.
Mr. Crispin, I want you to hear me carefully. All right. You are going into inpatient treatment at lifetime recovery. The end. Sure.
Thank you. Why is there a double whammy on the same property?
I'm sorry, what?
Why is there a double whammy?
There's not a double whammy. You never bring documents that are requested of you. No, here's the first thing. One, you were supposed to bring documents of the military service to Veterans Treatment Court. They never received it. Yes.
Okay. I went and told you on the SSI office.
Do you have it?
I didn't even receive it. I have a one.
No. My question is, do you have your military records?
I have to have an addendum with the UQ15 addendum because my social's off here and my birthday's off in the security office. The only way they're gonna accept it is I had to get a birth certificate. That's the way I get a birth certificate. Because I had to have my father be living in California or it's even longer. I was 30 to 60 days to get, because that's what we spoke about.
All right, so Mr. Crispin, this is what we're going to do. While, Mr. Crispin, this is what we're going to do. While we are waiting you to get those documents, you'll be in inpatient treatment at lifetime recovery. And then lifetime recovery will make sure you have ample opportunity to get whatever paperwork that you say you need. But this has been going on for a long time, Mr. Crispin, and it's been going on too long.
So I understand that, maybe it's just the wall of the courts. Like.
Right now, ready to go. And now they just actually ordered for you to go to the CMC to do that process.
No, I'm gonna come in, like, I always have with this part too as well. So whatever you say, I have to do.
Okay.
I'm just asking for the eligibility to talk to you because my own confusion is that we spoke about it, and then you gave me pressure on that for the 90 days.
No, that was never addressed. For example,
I gave forms for the 90 days.
no, let me just tell you this. I had already put in place that you were supposed to do 90 meetings in 90 days. 90 meetings, time out. 90 meetings in 90 days is not taking the place of you not doing what the court has asked of you.